amend the agenda to move 1.3 ahead of 1.2, just flip-flop them so that we have them in the proper order.
So moved.
Motion by Joe, second.
Second.
Second by Bernie. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
To the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Anyone who's filming or recording, please give your name and address to the recording secretary.
Name and address.
Pardon?
They want your name and address.
Darlene Barney.
I'm sorry?
Darlene Barney, B-A-R-N-I, 1943 State Route 980, Cannonsburg, 15317.
Thank you.
Citizens speak, we have Ann Thomas.
Hello, I'm sure it's no surprise there's been a lot of discussion about school safety and so forth in the past month especially. I'm no expert. I do have a couple practical low-cost ideas gathered from a lot of reading and listening, as I'm sure we all have. So I'd like to share a few for consideration to improve on the already great security that our district has. Maybe some of them already exist and I just don't know. Number one, are blueprints of each building on file with the appropriate police departments, an obvious time saver in a real emergency. Number two, I know night locks are in many classrooms. In an intruder situation, one needs to be in every room, not just classrooms. I'm thinking janitor's closets, storage rooms, teacher rooms, whatever. A simplified version of the night lock is sometimes called a door chalk, and it can be created using scrap wood. In my day, that would have happened in the wood shop. This would allow anyone in any room to buy time, which is what most experts consider a key in those situations. For internal doors that have windows, is there a method to cover them if needed? Could a small window shade operated by Velcro be created by a fax class? Also in my day, home ec. FYI, South Park School District did this and engaged the students in that project. Both number 2 and 3 I just mentioned would actually involve students in the work to create a safer school environment. And I think that would be really cool exercise in self-empowerment for them. Number 4, does every room in every building have an identifying number posted both on the hallway side and on the inside? If somebody takes shelter in a room or a closet and they don't know where they are, they cannot identify themselves or their location in a real emergency. Also, that's an effort that takes virtually no money. Finally, this last one I'll call window communication cards. Currently, we have room number signs visible from outside or from the parking lot or whatever. There could be a system established using a large card, color-coded on each side, to communicate to officers or administrators or responders outside. This one's a little harder to explain, but I liken it to my days of working in branch banking. When you showed up in the morning, everybody didn't just sweep into the location. It had to be checked, security, etc., and an all-clear signal given. School might work a little bit differently, I'm just thinking out loud, but some way to communicate a red alert to those on the outside, possibly helping responders understand that we have a wing that is a problem or a certain area. I was just trying to think of low-cost ideas. Heard these from a lot of expert sources recently, so thank you. Always happy to help with anything, but appreciate your guys' time.
Can you send that to us, please?
Sure.
Email? Thank you.
Sure, thank you.
Brian? Egizio?
I'm here on behalf of the residents of Muse. I'm the Cecil Township Supervisor. There was some discrepancy from our engineer to the board members that there was never a construction timeline or plan for construction and extension of East School Street. Nobody had a letter, but I have the letter dated June 1st, 2017 from your architect addressing Mr. Bosby, who since has passed on. Following is the narrative of the Canon-McMillan School District plan to complete the improvements to School Street from the school district's property to Muse Bishop Road. The new Muse Elementary School is substantially complete. The contractors are beginning phase 2 of the site work, which includes raising the existing building and completion of all grading, storm paving, lighting, landscaping in front of the new school. The school district has acquired 12 foot of property from 2 residential parcels on the south side of School Street from Cherry Way to Hickory Street. The school district also acquired the post office property. The school district's plan were to complete improvements in the entire length of School Street until the Postal Service refused to vacate the building until its lease expired in May 2020. As such, the school district wishes to proceed with the project in 2 phases, Phase 1, 2017, Phase 2, 2020. Phase 1 work will consist of widening the existing 16.5-foot cartway to 25 feet with new curbing on both sides of the road. A 6-foot wide concrete sidewalk will be installed along the south side of the road from Hickory Street and will connect to the walk with the school district's property. The 3-4-foot wide walk along the north side of the school district between Cherry Way and Locust Street will be replaced. All walks will have handicap curb cuts at intersections. The fences, landscaping, retaining walls associated with the residential properties on the south side of School Street will be replaced or relocated as shown in project drawings. This phase of the project will require the relocation of 1 power pole by West Penn Power and updated storm system. The schedule for Phase 1 is construction. Start construction July 3rd, 2017. End construction August 18, 2017. Phase 2 project scope is similar to Phase 1, the scope of only a 25-foot cartway with a 6-foot walkway along the south side of the road with the construction limits between Hickory Street and Muse Bishop Road. This project scope will also require raising the post office, installation of a culvert to replace the existing storm under new cartway, a highway occupancy permit to be procured for access to Muse Bishop Road, as well as one for the school zone flashing signal. The schedule for Phase 2 construction is start the construction June 2020, complete the construction August 2020. The school district will continue to use School Street for traffic ingress and egress to Muse School. A number of alternative routes to avoid the jog around the post office were explored by Worcester traffic engineers. All the alternatives were problematic and determined not to be feasible alternative bus routes. I spoke with your architect 3 weeks ago. I just wanted to highlight some of our conversation. Okay, Mr. Hayden has blamed the adjacent property owner, which on June 6, Monday night, we vacated School Street. We gave it to the adjacent property owner. He has blamed the post office running out their lease. He's blamed the turnover administrative staff in the school district not being able to secure a highway occupancy permit. Have you acquired a highway occupancy permit on State Route 519 for your new Canon-McMillan Junior High School? He's blamed Worcester traffic engineers for being an issue with sight distance at the intersection of Muse Bishop Road and School Street. I've lived there 61 years. I can see 600-700 feet to the south and to the north. There is no sight distance problems. Okay? Something to think about. If the adjacent property owner decides to install a security fence around his business to protect it, access to Muse Elementary School will be blocked off because you would drive into 6 metal bellet posts. Okay, if you feel confident with current traffic patterns going to and from Muse Elementary and have no sense of urgency to complete this project, which is 2 years outdated, why in God's green earth would you ever eminent domain a community's post office when you have proven all along for the course the traffic has still been okay? There was no need for this course of action. You were voted in by the residents of this school district to make good, sound decisions, but it's evident you've dropped the ball on this one. Thank you. God bless.